Hello, everybody. I'm gonna do a um Acolyte episode 7 spoiler review, but first I have a question for you all, and please comment down below. If it's really inappropriate, I might have to take it down. Just let you know. But in the Meatloaf song where he sings, I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. What won't he do for love? I'm not going to answer that. I want you guys to answer below. What would Meatloaf not do for love? Okay, now on to the Acolyte episode 7 spoiler review. And first, I would like to point out I am wearing an Ahsoka Tano hoodie. It's a little tight. I didn't gain weight. It just came tight. It came that way. So I don't know. So the episode was, as a lot of us suspected, it was going to be a flashback episode, but from the Jedi point of view, what they did, you know, to start everything. They did everything basically. Their point of view. So it starts out there on the planet. They are finding out that this planet should have been dead. It was destroyed in a hyperdrive thing that happened where it destroyed a bunch of planets. It was apparently in the books. I think the first one, which I have not read yet, and it just destroys a whole bunch of planets. But this planet had come back to life, and they were exploring why is this happening? What is this? Is it some kind of a dyad to the Force? Not a dyad, but like a connection to the Force, some kind of thing like what they thought Anakin was, like where he kind of was created by the Force or whatever, and like symbiont to the Force, stuff like that. So they all go in search of their separate ways, and they have a camp, by the way, and it's a beautiful camp, and it starts out that the Wookiees cooking and whatnot, and they show the stars, and it's beautiful, and the moons and everything, and they're eclipsing, and it's just so great. And then they all go off in their separate directions, looking in places where they've never looked, and Soul finds the girls. And this is the scene from, I believe it was episode 3, when they did the flashback episode to May and Osha when they were little girls. And you see everything from their point of view, all the way up to the point where they all break into the witch coven place, and you see everything from their point of view, and while also seeing scenes that we've seen in, I think, episode 3. Now, without telling you the whole episode, I don't want to do that. Let me just say, the Jedi fucked up. Okay, they messed up big time, and they caused the whole thing. If they didn't go after May and Osha, if Tobin, I think his name is, the kid with the blonde curly hair, and if Soul didn't go after them, none of that would have happened. Soul ended up, I don't know if it was an accident or on purpose, killing their main mother. And then she was like, I was going to let Osha go with you. She wanted to go with you. She chose you. So, I don't know if she's dead. We've seen people come back from being impaled and whatnot, and from being chopped in half. Darth Maul was chopped in half and came back, and many of the characters in Star Wars series have come back. So who knows if she's really dead? So she could be like, I'm thinking, and I think this was brought up by the creator of the show, Leslie Headland, that there is one more Sith that we have not seen yet. So um we have Khmer, and then his acolyte, and then he has to have a master as well. So it's either one of the mothers, the one with the horns on her head, this Zabrak. We never really see her die. She was the one character that we never really saw die. She inhabited the body of the Wookiee and tried to kill them, but we never see her die. So they all had something over their head. I mean, Soul killed the uh, main mother. And man, I got a bad bug bite on my leg. That's what I'm doing. I'm itching it right now. It's a bad bug bite. So Soul killed her. The Tobin, the guy with the young guy with the blonde hair. He started the whole thing by going out there on the bike to try to prove that there was some kind of a dyad in the Force by bringing the girls in to the Jedi Temple, and the Wookiee turned on them all because he was taken over by the body of the Zabrak mother, and I would say the most innocent of them all was what's her name? The one from the what is it called? The Matrix, the chick from the Matrix, the Jedi who was killed like in episode 1. She is that Carrie Ann Moss, or is she the other mother? I don't know. But the one from the Matrix, basically, she was the most innocent of them all. I mean, she probably deserved to die the least out of all of them. She didn't want them to do this. She was against it from the whole beginning, telling them don't do it. And then, am I missing anybody? Soul, Tobin, Kilnaka. Yeah, I think they, except for the one from the Matrix, the Jedi that was killed in the first episode, they all were really guilty of doing something to ignite this whole thing. If they would have left it alone, nothing would have happened, maybe. Unless the witches would have gone after the Jedi eventually anyway. Who knows? But in the end, like, all the witches were dead because of them, except for you don't see the Zabrak mother dying. She's like the only one, and like I said, the other mother that was basically impaled by, or stabbed, shall I say, by Soul. You never know. She could come back in this whole thing. But yeah, it was really. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this episode. I think directing wise, to get the scenes to match up with that third episode was like, I was impressed. I was like highly impressed with that. How they matched up the everything to match up. I thought that was really cool. And I think that's a sign of good directing of a show. How you line up every little like aspect from one episode to the other and make it look seamless. To me, that's really good directing. And it's cinematography, just the cool special effects and shots and stuff of the sky, like I said, with the moons eclipsing and the camp with the fire. It was really cool. I really enjoyed this episode. A lot of it took place at night. It's always cool to film at night in dark situations. Kind of felt like it could have been a Clone Wars episode with the witches again, and really, really cool. And anyone who doesn't dig the witches, George Lucas's daughter came up with that concept and based the witches on her favorite show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, with what's her name? The one married to Freddie Prinze Jr. Anyway, she based it on that Buffy the Vampire Slayer show, and wrote, I think, every episode of the Clone Wars that George Lucas's daughter, I think it was Katie Lucas. The other one went on to become a MMA fighter or something. I don't know if it was professionally but she fought a big fight in Japan. But Katie Lucas wrote a ton of great. Every episode she wrote for the Clone Wars was really, really good. And now I don't know if she came up with the concept for the witches, or was that brought in maybe from the book with the witches writing and I forget the name of it. Was it The Courtship of Princess Leia? With the witches writing the Rancors. So I don't know if it was from that, or whether she actually came up with that concept from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sarah Michelle Gellar was the actress's name, and she came into the Star Wars fold when she voiced one of the Inquisitors, and Freddie Prinze Jr. obviously voiced he voiced Kanan, who great character. I sad that he can't be in Ahsoka. Now the media is obviously ripping this a new one yet again, talking about the writing and directing and this, that, and the other. Who watches something as a fan and critiques the writing and directing? I mean, come on, I'm not a writer. I'm not a director. I'm just watching this for fun, man. It's just for fun. That's all it is. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just popcorn stuff, popcorn flicks, popcorn TV show. It's not supposed to be like overly like serious, and it's just for fun. And I'll tell you what, I'm on the Force.net message board, Star Wars message board. We're like the biggest message board in the world. I mean, it's the biggest. There's thousands of people on the message board. Now, in one discussion, there's not like the whole of the message board doesn't hang out in there, but it's still a big group of us that just talk about each episode, and for the most part we're all loving it. Maybe a few people here and there have little nitpicky things about it, but for the most part we're all really loving it. I think the fans are liking this. It's the media who doesn't like it. So anyway, that will be it for now. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of a 10. 9.5 out of a 10. Have a great night, guys. And may the Force be with you.